Let's get the medical update from you. I know after UFC 216 you said you were having some diabetic-like symptoms, which obviously can be pretty serious stuff. So where are you at, man? What's going on with that?
Well, you know, I mean, I went to the doctor right before the fight week, and, you know, I figured out I had some blood sugar issues. You know, I'm not diabetic. I actually have like a problem with hypoglycemia, so reactive hypoglycemia. So during the weight cut, my blood sugar dropped crazy low, so like deathly low. So I was cutting weight, I started feeling funny, my hands went numb, my feet went numb, I got confused, everything started going like real bad, and like that was just like, I knew something was wrong, so then I just like was like, well, gotta go to hospital, gotta figure it out. You know, I'm glad I did. Blood sugar was like in the 40s, so it's not a good thing to have that happen to you. So
are you taking some kind of like prescription now to battle that, or?
No, actually, I just had to switch my diet up. I had to change, you know. And I went to the doctor, switched a couple things, and I literally lost 20 pounds in 2 weeks. So it was crazy. You know, this whole time I've been fighting for the last 3 or 4 years. I've been fighting these like weight problems, diet's not working, all these things, and it never dawned on me really to go get the blood tests and stuff. And I get blood tests occasionally just to make sure that we're on the right path and stuff, but you know, being an athlete, when if let's say I'm a normal person and I go to the doctor, you know, my levels could be maybe normal for a couple years before they're like really bad. So it got out of hand quick, and now I feel great. You know, I mean, I showed up this time 2 pounds lighter than I showed up for when I was fighting 45. So life is good, man. I'm skinny. I'm eating a lot of food. I feel great. You know, fight week's a lot easier. I'm a lot happier. So everything.
That's
is
a game changer for you, then.
Yeah, it's great, man. It's great.
Well, I know that, you know, kind of after you had to withdraw, like there was some fan backlash and stuff like that. I guess. I mean, does that stuff get to you? I mean, I see people bashing online and social media stuff. I mean, does that stuff bother you at all?
It probably would bother me if I wasn't eating 1,000 more calories and feeling good and lost 20 fucking pounds right away. Sorry for swearing, but yeah, I mean, I would feel bad, but I feel so good, it's hard to.
Nice. So the fight gets rebooked with Will Brooks. Yeah. Was that important to you? Did it matter to you? That
yeah, of course. You know, number one, I want to beat up Will Brooks. I mean, it's as simple as that. You know, I mean, I would love to beat him up. Second, you know, just not in that kind of mind frame. You know, if even though it really, I've said this before, and people, like you said, they bash me for it. It's really not my fault that I had those issues, and the fact that I had a week to try to figure out how to manage blood sugar and stuff. That's not really things, and I messed up, you know. So now that I have it figured out a little better, now that I understand, I'm not gonna have those problems again, and I owe it to Will Brooks to reschedule a fight. You know, if you say you're gonna fight somebody, and then for some reason, whether it's your fault or not, you back out of it, you better sign up and do it again, you know. And so I was all about it. So I mean, I told him right then, you know, let's sign it up, let's figure it out, and let's do it. You know, the UFC obviously said, Nick, you know, you got to be healthy first, you got to get cleared through the doctors. I've been working with the Performance Institute. They're working, you know, they give me some supplements, they gave me all these things, you know. I have weekly interactions with them and stuff like that. So it's been good, man. It's been a good experience.
Is this a little bit of a grudge match for you now, though? I mean, I know that you guys there weren't a lot of tension, but when the fight fell apart, he did have some things to say, right? I mean, he said you quit.
Well, he can say whatever he wants, you know. I mean, the fact of the matter is, I never had a grudge match with Will Brooks, but he's one of these guys that has to make something up in his head to get motivated, you know, to feel the world's got to be against him. He did the same crap in Bellator before he left. He's always been this guy. He's always been this guy that has to perceive that something is against him, because that's how he motivates himself. You know, as far as I've gotten myself into trouble throughout the years because I really don't take this stuff personally, and sometimes it shows on camera. You know, they're like, well, do you hate this guy? I'm like, no, I don't even know this guy. How can I hate him? You know, how can I do all these things? But when it comes to Will Brooks, yeah, he kind of annoys me. You know, and I would love to smack him. I'm going to.
Very nice. 6 months away from ATT. Talk about it. I mean, obviously this medical thing is a big deal, but yeah. Talk about as far as just your training goes. I mean, do you see improvements, differences working with Combat Club? What's been the big differences for you?
You know, I think the big difference is just I'm part of a team again. You know, I'm not part of this huge multi-organization conglomerate that they have become. You know, I don't want to train at Walmart. I want to train at a school that cares about the people that are there, you know, and not like be part of some subsections, you know, the Brazilians over here, this over there. I don't want to be a part of that. and I think it's ridiculous, you know. And you know, I love ATT, and ATT did a lot for my life. But when I quit ATT, there's no doubt I didn't go to Sean Selby and say, hey, I want to fight ATT. They came for me. So after I beat them up, then we'll just line up ATT all the way down the roster, and we'll beat every one of them up, just like I'm going to do Will Brooks.
You and Will Brooks train together a little bit, not primarily. Can you take anything from those training sessions?
I mean, I personally don't think so. I mean, if we want to be completely honest about it, I mean, Will Brooks has never gotten the better of me in practice. It just never happened. So, in fact, I mean, it's kind of odd. Like, if we go through everyone at ATT, at some point I showed up and caught an ass whooping from somebody at ATT, except Will Brooks. So it's kind of a weird thing that he's got it in his head that he's gonna beat me up. But training is not fighting, and it doesn't matter. I mean, I've trained with guys that I thought were super good, and I actually fought them later, and they're awful. And I've trained with people, and I'm like, that guy, there's no way that guy's going to be good. And he goes on the UFC and gets knockout of the night or something. So training is definitely not fighting. It's a completely different thing. It's a completely different aspect. But, you know, like I said, I mean, as far as training goes, I mean, Will Brooks has never touched me. So, I mean, in his head, he's got to know that.
Proud Papa, got another one on the way.
Yeah, I know.
Amazing, man. Talk to me about kind of how that's changed your life. Does that mean, does it change your motivation? I mean, does it give you that kind of sense of purpose or that sense of need to perform and provide?
I don't know if it gives me a sense of purpose, but, I mean, my little girl's the best thing ever, man. I take her with me everywhere. You know, I made the decision when we had her that I wasn't going to put her in daycare, that I wasn't going to do these things. So she lives at the gym with me. She comes with me. I set up her little thing, you know. I mean, it's the best thing ever. I mean, I'm definitely obsessed with the little girl, and now I'm having another one, which is crazy because I certainly wasn't planning that. But now I'm gonna have 2 little guys at the gym, so I don't even know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have my hands full. But I don't know if it gives me more motivation, but it just makes me a happier person.
No doubt.
You know, every day I wake up, I go to the gym, and I have my little girl there with me. And now to think of not having her, it would be insane, you know.
No doubt. Well, this fight, we've been waiting for it for a while. We built up to it once, now we're building up to it again. Ultimately, at the end of the day, how do you think this thing goes down?
I think the first round, he's going to come out kind of wanting to fight. He's going to get hit. He's going to run like he always does. And then after we get him into the second and the third round, I'll finish him by then.